Whether it is positive to him or negative to him, he agrees with the situation and takes it in a very optimistic manner. So perception is nothing but your viewpoint towards the object, situation or an individual. Suppose there is one more fellow who is having the same characteristics as you. You project yourself in him. That is called projection. Hello everyone, this is Poorna Chandra, Faculty, Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram. So we are dealing with the subject organization behavior, and today will be your session 4 in unit 1, and the name of the unit is Organizational Behavior and Foundations of Individual Behavior. So in the last class, what we understood was meaning and nature of personality and also the various determinants of personality. So these are the topics which we dealt with in the previous session. So in today's session, we are going to be dealing with traits of personality, perception, meaning, factors influencing perception, what is perceptual process, perceptual errors, and how you manage perception. So we will start with traits of personality. So the first trait is openness to experience. Second one is conscientiousness. The third one is extraversion and introversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So we will deal with these traits one by one. First one is openness to experience. What does this basically mean? So individuals with openness to experience have following characteristics. So these people are very open to experience. They want to experience life and they want to experience new things in life. So they are ready for everything. They are very active. That is, they are always on their toes to experience something new in life, and they are very creative. That is, they think out of the box and they come out with new ways in which they can enjoy life, experience new things in life. That is creative. Aesthetics. Aesthetics means they are very attractive to look at. They've got a very good body shape or alignment, and they are very good looking and charming. That is aesthetics. And they listen to their heart. Whatever their heart says, they are ready for it. So they want to explore new places. They want to meet new people, and they are always happy and active all the time. So these are the characteristics. These people are open to new learning. They want to learn new things in life. They want to inculcate new skills, and they also want to make memories by experiencing new things in life. Next, people who score high on openness are broad-minded. Obviously, they are not narrow-minded like most people are. They are very broad in their thinking, and they gel with people very easily, and they are very modern in their outlook. They have got a very good dressing sense. They want to attend parties, etc. So this is regarding your openness to experience. So next is conscientiousness. So what does this basically mean? Individual with conscientiousness personality trait listen to their conscience and act accordingly. That is, before doing anything, they think whether they're doing a task in a disciplined way or not. For example, they are self-disciplined with the intent to become perfectionist in a long run. That is, they got a goal. To achieve that goal, they are self-disciplined and they are working on that goal in a very disciplined and a hard-working way. So people who score high on conscientious are proactive. That is, always they are active. They don't want to loaf around and waste their time. So they are working for some purpose or a goal. That is your proactive. Then goal-oriented. So they got something in their head and always they are thinking about that and they are working for that in a disciplined way. And they are self-disciplined. Obviously, to achieve this goal, they are self-disciplined. This is regarding conscientiousness. So next we go for extraversion and introversion. So we will understand. Extraversion. It refers to a state where individuals show more concern towards what is happening outside. That is, he is very interested in going out, partying, meeting people, going for events. That is, he is very interested to go out and meet people and make things happen. So, such individuals love interacting with people and are generally talkative. That is, they want to talk more, they want to know different things about their friends, etc. So they want to go to parties, meet new people, get a good circle and enjoy life. So this is regarding your extraversion. So individuals love going out, partying and meeting new people. This is regarding your extraversion. So now we'll go for introversion. Here individual is concerned only with his own life and nothing else. So a person who is introvert, he doesn't want to meet people all the time. He wants to be inside the house and he wants to be all alone by himself. So this is introversion. Individuals here do not bother about others and others are not interested in what is happening around. That is, he doesn't want to know new things like extroverts. He wants to stay all alone by himself and he is least bothered about others. He only thinks about himself. This is called introversion. So next, we go for agreeableness. So it teaches individual to adjust in almost all situation. So guys who are having this trait, they are ready for everything. That is, whatever might come, they take it with a smile. So they agree for all the things that come in their way. So such individuals face changes with a smile. That is, whether it is positive to him or negative to him, he agrees with the situation and takes it in a very optimistic manner. So they are friendly and kind-hearted and also help others. So suppose one of the friend is facing difficulty in life. So these kind of people, they are ready to help him out. So they know what is the reality and they want to help such people. So they agree for all the things that come forward in life, whether it is positive or negative to them. So this is regarding your agreeableness. Next, neuroticism. What does this mean? Individuals are prone to negative thoughts such as anxiety. That is, they worry too much. They get nervous. For example, they have to give a speech or they have to speak in a school day or a college day. Even though they have come out with a very good speech, even though they have drafted a very good speech, they are nervous. They worry a lot. So that is anxiety. That is, always they are having negative thoughts in their head. Then anger. For small little things they get irritated and they become anger. So that is the thing. An enemy. For no reason they have got a lot of enemies. So even though certain people are very friendly, still they consider them as enemy. That is a negative thought. And guilt. So what is guilt? That is, they find themselves guilty of doing certain things which are actually good. Like what? They have done certain thing, even if it is good, still they consider themselves as guilty. That is a negative thing. So such individuals are often in state of depression and do not know how to enjoy life. That is, in neuroticism, they are always in depression, always coming out with negative thoughts and they don't know how to enjoy life. So this is regarding your traits of personality. So the next topic is perception. So we will understand what is the meaning of perception. So perception is understood as the act of seeing what is there to be seen. So what is the meaning of this? You're seeing something. For example, you're seeing an object or you're looking at a situation, etc. So you're seeing it and you're perceiving it. Like what? So you're seeing an individual, You're seeing an object and you're seeing a situation. So you're perceiving it. Like what? For example, you look at an individual and you got a positive approach towards him. That is, your perception is positive to him. You see an object, you get attracted, then your perception is positive towards that object. And you see a situation and you are attracted or you like the situation, so you have got a positive perception. So perception is nothing but your viewpoint towards the object, situation or an individual. So this is the basic meaning of perception. So next we'll go for definition of perception. Perception includes all those processes by which an individual receives information about the environment. So it can be seeing with eyes. You see a very pleasant thing, you are happy. That is a positive perception. And hearing, you see something or you hear something very good, then you perceive it in a very positive way. And you also feeling, that is, you play in water, you go for a fantasy park and you are very happy because you feel good in water. That is your feeling. Then tasting. What is basically tasting? You eat a very tasty food, so you have got a positive perception. On the other hand, if you taste a food which is not tasty, you are unhappy because it is not tasting good. So that is a negative perception. And smelling. So you smell something very pleasant, you feel happy. So you smell something very odd or foul, then you feel you are not happy with it. So that is smelling. So this is the definition of perception. Perception is nothing but your viewpoint towards an object, individual or anything like that sort. That is a thing. So next, factors affecting perception. There are different factors which affect perception. Like what? Factors in the perceiver, factors in the target, factors in the situation. So we will deal one by one. Factors in the perceiver, attitude. So it is a way of looking at things. So each one's attitude is different. What I like might not be liked by someone else, or what someone else likes might not be liked by me. That is attitude. Motives. So refers to internal state, that is goal oriented. Your motto is to make money. So what you do? You start a business and make money. Or your motto is to do charity. So what you do? You give your money to poor people. So motive also affects perception. Then interest. People give more attention to things that interest them. For example, you got interest regarding bikes. So if a bike passes by you, you are very attracted towards the bike. So you perceive it in a positive way. On the other hand, there is an old person who doesn't like bikes. Even though a super bike passes, he is least bothered. So interest also affects perception. Next, past experience also affects perceptions. Like what? It influences the way people perceive the world. Like what? For example, a person is having a very good past experience. He has enjoyed life all the time, he is happy. So what happens? Always he will be having a very happy or a positive perception towards the world, towards the life. Suppose a person, he has suffered a lot in life and he is into depression. Even though something pleasant happens in his life, he is unhappy because his past experience is not good. So past experience also affects perception. Then expectations. It is the estimation of the perceiver. So obviously you got expectations and you want to attend a concert of a celebrity happening in your city. You got high expectations. If the event goes to be well, then what happens? You got a positive perception. Suppose the celebrity does not turn up and the event is closed or it is cancelled. You feel bad and the event has been cancelled. So obviously you have a negative perception. This is expectations. Then emotion. If a person is angry, then minor things may irritate him. So obviously if a person is very angry and you try to crack a joke, he gets irritated and he behaves in a very arrogant way. And the same joke you crack to him when he is very happy, he takes it in a very light manner. So this is regarding your emotion. So next, we go for factors in the target. So in the target, there are different factors that affect perception, like physical appearance. If the physical appearance is good, you get attracted, or you don't get attracted. Then size. So if a guy is very thin and very skinny, you don't get attracted to him. When a guy is well built, is muscular, you get attracted, you perceive him in a positive way. That is size. Motion, that is objects in motions are perceived better. For example, there are two bikes, one is stationary and one is moving. So obviously what happens is the bike which is moving will be noticed first and perceived first. So this is motion. Then sound. So suppose there is a person giving a speech. If the sound is audible, whether there is clarity in transmission of sound, you perceive it. If it is not audible and if you are not able to listen properly, obviously you cannot perceive it. That is sound. So these are the factors in the target. So next, factors in the situation. What does this mean? That is time. Time also affects the way we perceive things. So time is also an important thing which affects perception, whether it is the timing or the time which you are dealt with. That is the meaning. Work setting. When work environment is good, people have positive perception towards work. Definitely, they'll have positive perception towards work. If environment is good, salary is good, they have positive perception. Then, social setting. Society has its own norms, values, ethics and culture. Any violation of these can lead to negative perception. Usually in India, what social setting we are having is, women have to be traditional, the way they dress. Suppose any woman or a girl dresses in a very modern way, then what happened? There is a violation of these social norms. So what happens? People perceive them in a very negative way. That is social setting. So next we are starting with the perceptual process. So there are 6 different steps in perceptual process. We will understand one by one. The first one is receiving stimuli. The perceptual process begins when stimuli are received through sense organs. That is, you see with your eyes, you hear with your ears, feel with the skin, taste with the tongue and smell with the nose. With this, you perceive it either in a positive way or a negative way. That is receiving stimuli. Then, second point is process of selecting stimuli. What does this mean? So, after receiving the stimuli, some are selected for further processing. What does this mean? So, after you have received your stimuli, some are selected for further processing. That is, you select some stimuli and you process it later. Next, factors influencing selection of stimuli. So, there are 2 factors which you have to learn, that is internal factors and external factors. So, this is internal factors and external factors. We will deal one by one. Internal factors influencing selection include psychological need. So, you are looking at 2 different things. So, you are very thirsty and you are looking at 2 things. One is a smartphone and one is a bottle of water. So, which one do you notice first? Obviously, water, because you are thirsty. That is your psychological need. So, that also affects. So, next we go for background. So, your family background or the background in which you are affects the way you perceive things. Then experience, your experiences in life, what you have learned till date also plays a major role in perception. Then personality, each one's personality is unique and each one's perception will obviously be unique in selecting the stimuli. That is personality. Age difference. Obviously, young people, they get attracted to bikes and cars and they perceive them in a positive way. Old people, they are least interested about bikes and cars, so they perceive it in a negative way. So that is age difference. Next, external factors influencing selection include intensity. So these are the external factors. There are two pictures which you are looking at. One picture's quality or intensity is very good and the other picture's quality is not good. So which one do you perceive first? That is the quality of the picture which is very good and clear. That is intensity. Then size also matters. The size of people, there are two persons standing. One is very thin and is very weak. One more is well built, is muscular and is very macho. So you perceive him first or you select that stimuli first. Then contrast also matters. So contrast mainly when you're looking at a video or a picture. The picture which is having better contrast will be perceived first. Then movement, obviously movement, like I already explained, a bike in motion will be perceived first than a bike which is stationary or which is parked. That is movement. Then repetition, obviously. So repetition means if you are looking at an advertisement over and over again, so you get to know it better. So it comes into your memory. That is repetition. So this is regarding perception, selection of stimuli. Next, perceptual organization. It is a process by which people group stimuli into recognizable pattern. So how is this possible? Let us understand with an example. For example, people have mental picture of an object made of wood and having four legs, seat, a back and armrest. He doesn't know that it is a chair. So he questions someone else, what is this? So the other person tells him that it is a chair. So what happens from now on when he looks anything that is having these characteristics? So these characteristics, so what happens is he considers it as a chair. So because the first time he asked, the person told him that it is a chair. So whenever he sees anything that is having four legs, it is made of wood, it is having an armrest, he is confirmed that it is a chair. This is called perceptual organization. The next one is process of interpreting. It is a process of understanding and giving meaning to the organized stimuli. Like what? Perceptual set. So previously held belief about something influences the perception. What is the meaning of this? So previously you have got some belief about something. So that will influence your present perception. Next, attribution. How a person perceives by assigning a cause to the behavior he conceives. This is one more thing. For example, you're going for your exam and your two-wheeler breaks down and all of a sudden you are very disappointed. Then later you realize that for the past 1 year you have not serviced your scooter. You get a negative perception. This is called attribution. Stereotyping. Individual perceives on the basis of group characteristics to which he belongs. For example, there are 10 guys. Out of 10, 9 of them smoke and 1 person doesn't smoke. So what people stereotype is, they consider the other person as also a smoker because he belongs to that gang. This is called stereotyping. So next, drawing a general impression about an individual on the basis of single characteristics such as intelligence, sociability or appearance. Just by knowing these characteristics, you are drawing a general impression. Just by looking, if a person is very intelligent, you call him a very good guy. He is very intelligent. Or if he is very sociable, you consider him as a very good human being. Or if a person is very good in appearance, you call him as very good looking. This is called your halo effect. Projection. People tend to see others in other person traits that they themselves possess. So suppose there is one more fellow who is having the same characteristics as you. You project yourself in him. That is called projection. Then perceptual defense. An individual likes to defend when it comes across any unacceptable stimuli. For example, there is a person who is trying to humiliate you in front of others. What do? You defend yourself. That is perceptual defense. That's the meaning of perceptual defense. Next, process of checking. The perceiver confirms whether his interpretation is right or wrong. So after interpretation, he just checks for himself whether it is right or wrong. This is called process of checking. Next, we go for process of reacting. The perceiver shows whether the perception is favorable to him or not by his reactions. So what happens is, if the perception is good, you look at something good, so you become happy, so you are reacting. Your happiness is your reaction. You look at something bad, you are very sad, so you are reacting in a sad manner. So this is, the perceiver shows whether the perception is favorable to him by his reactions. So this is the process of perception, or you can call it as perceptual process. So next we are going for the topic, that is you are managing perception. How you can manage perception? There are two things which you have to understand. First one is impression management. Here person attempts to behave in a way to create and maintain desired impression in others' eyes. That is, he wants to portray a very positive aspect of himself among others. So successful managers use impression management to announce their own image. That is, they don't want to portray negative things about him. They want to only show positive things so that people perceive him in a positive way. That is the meaning. Then distortion management. Managers should know oneself accurately. So before perceiving anyone, you should know, you should have clarity regarding what the other person is accurately. Then empathize with others. That is, if you should put yourself in others' place and you should perceive. That is, empathize with others. Next, have a positive attitude. So managers, when perceiving things, to perceive it better, they should have positive attitude. Postpone impression formation. That is, all of a sudden they should not come to a conclusion. So they should postpone the formation of impression of workers or subordinates in the organization. That is the meaning. Communicating openly. That is, communication is an important thing. So when you don't communicate openly, you are not giving clarity. So when you communicate openly, you are giving full clarity. So the perception process is better. That is, communicating openly. Comparing one's perception with that of others. That is, you compare between different people's perceptions and you come to a conclusion regarding reality, what reality actually is. That is regarding comparing one's perception with that of others. Next, stereotypes or prototypes. So stereotypes already we have understood. So this is the topic of perceptual errors. What are the errors that can occur in the perceptual process? Stereotypes already we have understood. Group of 10 guys, one is not a smoker, others are smoker. So you are considering that person also a smoker when he is not. That is a error. Then halo effect. One attribute of a person or situation is used to develop an overall impression. That is, just by knowing that he is intelligent, you are considering himself as a good citizen. It can be other way around also. If he is intelligent, he can also be an antisocial element. He can also work against the society. So there also there is a contradiction. Then selective perception. Each one's perception is different regarding one's needs, values or attitude. That is, each one's perception is different because each one's personality is different. Each one's needs are different, values are different, attitudes are different. So it becomes, so there is more tendency of you making an error while perceiving people's attitudes. Then projection. It is the assignment of one's personal attributes to other individuals. That is, you are projecting yourself among others. That doesn't mean he is the exact copy of you. So there might be error. That is projection. Then contrast effects. When an individual is compared to other people on the same characteristics on which others rank higher or lower. So contrast means you are making contrasts between two people. So there might be certain errors which you might commit when you are doing your contrast effects. That is, the characteristics you are deciding to compare one person with other, there might be errors. This is regarding your contrast effects. In the next section, we'll be starting your unit 2, that is group and team dynamics. Thank you.